let's start.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah. Hey man, once again, welcome to our Discord, and welcome to the audience as well. Maybe a quick introduction on how you guys came to Fantom and who you are generally.
Well, so we are a pretty young team. We're 4 developers. I'm 21. The other devs are all 22, 23, 24. And we've been coding for a few years now, all of us. I've coded for like 4 years. They've been coding. 2 of the devs have been coding for even longer. One of the devs has been coding for a little bit less than I have. And we just love crypto and blockchain in general. We were pretty interested in it for like one and a half years ago. We started getting deeper into it, and a year ago started getting more into DeFi itself.
The good times, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. To me, it's just I see DeFi and I see this world of crypto as a perfect mix of business and technology. There's so much you can do. There's so much space to develop. It's really a coder's playground. If you have the creativity and the time and patience, you can do pretty much anything. And that really calls to me, because I am a buff of both business and coding, because I am actually studying tech and business management. And it's just a mix of both worlds that's perfect for me, and I love DeFi. And I got into Fantom because obviously I wanted to make money, but I really got to it because of the community. Hopping around on Discords, meeting new people, and having so much variety and such a booming community, I think really made me stay here. And I am now fully invested in Fantom, which may be a mistake if I were to be a little bit safer. But yeah, it made me kind of fall in love with this, and now I'm a degenerate, as most of us here are.
Yeah, we are all apes. No need to be safe, right?
Exactly.
So, what made you get into creating Scarab Finance, and the quick summary of your protocol before we get into the bigger and deeper stuff?
Well, it's we were pretty fascinated with the Tomb protocol. Obviously, I think we should give credit to the team that developed it, and even to the team now, because it's because of them that we're doing this. We were pretty fascinated by it. We thought it was pretty interesting how you can create your own little economy, and we just thought there was a different way to do things. And obviously, when we launched, a lot of people talked to us, and they were like, "Hey, why? You're saying you want to be different from Tomb, but you haven't done anything differently yet." When we launched, well, the reason for it was because we needed to be fast. We thought the market was going to get oversaturated fast, and I think we were proven right from the latest developments. But we wanted to get on it because we saw a different way to do things. We thought we can do this in a more sustainable manner if you can expand upon your revenue streams, and you can back your emissions and slowly lower your emissions over time, but expand your revenue streams and compound onto them, and really tether yourself to a lot of projects on Fantom and grow big that way. You can really stabilize your coin because you can have real collateralization of it. So that is our plan, and our long-term strategy is to hopefully collateralize, at least partly collateralize, the Scarab token. And we just thought it was very cool, and we wanted to try something like it. And we knew that a Tomb protocol was very good to bootstrap liquidity to try all these things that we're doing now. And yeah, it's been a blast. It's hard at times, but it's been a blast.
Yeah. Speaking of hard times, I want to talk about your launch. You started strong, but after a while, the peg was off for a long time. I want to ask you what went in quotation marks wrong during that time, and how did you react when your backs were against the wall? Because like I can only assume how hard it was for you to deal with the community and your own expectations during those times.
Yeah, so obviously when we launched, we were popping off and things were going amazing really fast, and we were obviously happy about it. But it also left kind of a worrying taste in our mouths because we were thinking that it was going to be too much too fast, and it could be dangerous. And I think it proved itself to be the case when we suffered our bank run. And honestly, it was pretty hard. It's pretty devastating watching something that you've been working on for so long and that you actually care about, and that you're very passionate about, and that you don't do anything else other than work on it. Just poof, just take a hit overnight and just go underwater. It was very devastating. On the day we had our bank run, we were all in shock and sort of just kind of miserable because it was difficult. But that said, we had a responsibility to our community because we promised people when we were succeeding that we would always keep trying, that we would always keep developing and trying to make things better and trying to vest and protect their interests and their investment. And that was a promise we took seriously, and we had to keep it. So, we kept going, and it was a struggle at times because, when things start going wrong, you get all the feud and the people calling you ruggers and scammers and saying they're rugging and all that.
Yeah.
And, the usual. It got hard, but, we continued working. We expanded. We got our community moderation team, and they took a tremendous weight off our shoulders. Did an amazing job. We kept developing on the things that we needed to do. We got our marketing team online, and they've been invaluable too. And we just focused on what we could control, which is ourselves and our attitude. And yeah, keep building, keep developing. Eventually, you can grind yourself out of the hole. And yeah, we just had to do it, and we'll always keep on doing it. If things get hard, we won't give up. If we fail, we failed, but I will not live with myself knowing that I failed because I gave up. So, yeah, I can accept failure. I just cannot accept, quitting. So we keep our promises in that regard, and I think I'm very happy that now it's paying off.
Amazing, man. Like we talked about the community when we started. You mentioned that you started to stick around in Fantom because of the community, and like you guys came to the point where Harry saved Tomb, but you didn't have Harry, but you guys managed to pull it off anyway. And I was checking your Discords. Like I was surprised by the community, to be honest. Like your community seems really tight and well together when the times were really, really rough. Like I want to shout out to your community. I haven't seen anything like that, to be honest.
Yeah, they're amazing, and to the people that are always hanging out in our Discord and participating and being supportive, it really does mean a lot to us. It does make a difference. It's easier to work knowing that you have those guys behind you and that are supportive no matter what, because those people were, right? We were burning and really suffering, and they stuck with us, and they continue to support us, and that means a lot. It really does. The only reason why we're here is because of them, so...
Yeah, like the forks usually run on some sort of game theory in mind, where the community has to perform in unison for the protocol to survive, basically. Yeah, so we don't want to take full credit of this, obviously, but I believe the partnership with SpiritSwap and the protocol helped. Can you talk a bit about that also?
Yeah, so it really did. The SpiritSwap team is amazing. We talked to the guys; they are just awesome. We really couldn't say enough good things about them. Just an incredible team. And yeah, they've been extremely helpful. So we after our bank run, we knew we needed something that could bolster our revenue streams. We needed something sustainable, something that made sense, offering a real service. And we were very attracted to those WinSpirit models because I see it as a great way to offer a service while at the same time generating revenue from a sustainable source and helping the protocol. It's really a win-win. And I thought, what makes us better with that than a Siniraj protocol? Because we all know that Siniraj brings insane amounts of volume to the native dexes that they're running on because, well, they can't run on any other dex. The way our reward pools work, you can't farm on our platform without Spirit LPs. You can only use Spirit LPs, and we can't even change that. So they bring a lot of volume, and we thought through a WinSpirit model that could help our protocol create sustainable revenue, lock away Spirit out of circulation forever, and at the same time, by helping our protocol, it's generating more volume, which generates more revenue for InSpirit holders and allows us to lock in more InSpirit, more Spirit. It created this cool little circle that really attracted me, and that I thought, there's so many things that could go right with it that I was very appealed by it, and I thought it was a great model, and we wanted to try it. And yeah, it's been amazing working with the Spirit team.
Yeah. I agree, working with them for them basically was pretty good for me. I am checking your website as we speak for the better statistics. I can see that you have over 1 million spirits locked, I think, because of the total SINSPIRIT state is over 1 million. There is, you said, upcoming Spirit Wars, and how do you plan on taking advantage of these SINSPIRIT power you have?
Well, our InSpirit accumulation is very useful for us in many ways. It first provides a sustainable revenue stream for our protocol. It allows us to compound more onto our SINSPIRIT LP farm, which obviously continues compounding our revenue and really does assist on helping us sustain. But there's also something that is very appealing to us, which is the voting power, because it allows us to try to do things like try to open farms and provide rewards to bondholders through that, and really try to get, there's a give and take, obviously. So when we do something like that, we offer something in return to Spirit. But it gives us a lot of advantages because it allows us to continue expanding the partnership and continue working around it and really strengthening the relationship, which is only beneficial.
Yeah. So a lot of people listening are from Scarab Finance, or at least invested in some portion with Scarab Finance. We have talked about Spirit, but how do you see SINSPIRIT or the wrapped in Spirit protocol on your protocol helping you stay Scarab pegged to FTM? The whole deal is you staying in peg. How do you see that helping your case?
Well, obviously, the number one reason would be we now have a direct revenue stream that we can draw from even when we are below peg. So, for example, let's say, since we launched in SINSPIRIT, we have managed to accumulate over 1.6 million in Spirit, and and growth with our growth and with trades and with investing our treasury, we amassed almost 50,000 Fantom. So it's giving us a way to control our peg that is working regardless of whether we are below or above peg. Because for a Siniraj protocol, the problem when you fall below peg is that now where do I draw money from? Because I will be either drawing money from G-Scarab, or I can't draw it from Scarab because I need to use G-Scarab to buy Scarab. But the problem is you're not generating any revenue. So you're really just taking out of one side and putting it in the other. And what happens if there's not enough money on the other side to get yourself back to peg and stable there?
Yeah.
Well, that creates a giant problem. But if you have a revenue stream that works regardless of it, that means that even if you were to fall below peg, and let's say we didn't just immediately buy back and get ourselves above peg, we can just stabilize and keep ourselves in proximity of peg and just grow there and stabilize a little bit below peg and continue, using our revenue streams to bolster us. And eventually, when we have enough accumulated, we just bump ourselves back to peg and continue going. So it gives us a lot more control of whether or not we can fight the market fluctuations and instability on Scarab, because even though game theory can have a significant impact, you can't just rely on it, because sometimes the market dips and people switch out to stables, for example. And for a normal tomb fork, an event like that is very dangerous, because it will make you fall under peg. It might make you fall massively under peg. And now that you are under peg, people won't come back to you because now they see you as an unstable asset and they don't feel like it's a safe asset. So if we have something that allows us to fight that, it immediately gives us a giant advantage. And that's how we see it helping Scarab. And we are going to be trying to provide rewards to Scarab Fantom LP holders through our SINSPIRIT model. So that is why we believe it's a very good thing for us.
Yeah, so just to confirm your point of view, you are seeing as in normal Tomb Fork and Tomb Finance, the treasury is only used in Tomb Finance's inner circulation. So when the balance shifts more than it can handle, it will shift really hard, and there will be no coming back unless something big happens to fix it. So this way you will have some sort of other ways to control the situation.
Yeah, exactly. And this advantage is invaluable because, if you allow us to continue compounding our growth and allow us to continue expanding our treasury, eventually we're in a position where we can not just start collateralizing our token, but really making sure that any growth that we have is backed. And if something is to happen, we always have a failsafe. And that is, very, very valuable to us.
Yeah. Are you planning on having future revenue streams? Like we talked about the value of SINSPIRIT, and obviously we both agree due to having some sort of biased opinion, but do you have any other plans of expanding on these revenue streams, any other ideas that you are brewing?
Yeah, so our predictions game is one of those, and it's undergoing some fixes at the moment. But it's one of those plans, and it is going to continue getting expanded upon, and it does provide some revenue, and it is one of those such attempts. Our yield optimizer presence is another one of our revenue streams, and it's actually starting to become a quite powerful revenue stream. We decided to change our SINSPIRIT yield optimizers and remove the deposit fee just because the way everything works, we don't need a deposit fee. We can offer a good APR and good rewards without needing to charge deposit fees. So we only charge the performance fees on our yield optimizers. But it allows all these things are allowing us to expand our revenue streams, and we're starting to invest our treasury from those revenue streams into other stable assets to continue expanding upon that. We're going to continue expanding our yield optimizer presence to really allow us to grow. We don't plan to stop with SINSPIRIT. We feel like there's a lot of potential for other such models that there's a locking token that provides boosts to APRs and farms and things like that. We can do a model for them and do yield optimizers for them and things like that to continue expanding upon it. We also have some plans to bolster our relationship with Spirit and hopefully create another revenue stream from there. And we will be providing updates on that soon. So yeah, we have a lot coming up and a lot prepared to continue expanding upon what we've already built. We don't think it's over, and we just do think there's a lot more that still needs to be done before we can truly achieve our objective. I think there's a lot of work still to do, and I think we still have a long road to go ahead of us, and we don't plan to stop with just SINSPIRIT.
Yeah, amazing. Like you mentioned prediction game, but I think there may be some people joining from SpiritSwap who may not be familiar with how that works. Maybe you can give a brief explanation on that and how that will create a revenue.
So our predictions game is pretty simple. The way it works is every 15 minutes you will have a bet start where you will have to you can wager on the price of Fantom either going up, going down, or staying neutral, which is a 0.2% range of where the counter started. And after 14 minutes, you can't place any more wagers, and then the winners basically will get, there's a pot, and the winners will get the funds from the people that lost. So we don't actually make any funds from people losing on a platform. Your funds don't go to us, and we don't have a treasury running it. People are playing against each other, and they gain each other's funds from it. And the way we make revenue is to charge a 10% cut off the top, and that is how we make money out of the process. And basically, to us, it feels like a fair way to play the game because you're playing against each other and not against us. So yeah.
So what if everyone, I see that there are three steps to it: bullish, neutral, or bearish. So what if everyone $100 is total pot, all for bullish, and it wins? Like, what happens then?
If everyone bets on bullish, they will basically just get their money back. If you are playing alone and you don't if there's only one person and he plays, and then those 15 minutes there wasn't any other bets, they just get their funds back.
Yeah, so winning or losing doesn't matter in that if there is no one on the other sides.
Yeah, if you couldn't win, then you don't lose money. We only take a fee or something like that if you had a chance to win money. So if there was no chance in that prediction, your funds are returned.
Yeah, I was just curious. My own curiosity wanted to eliminate that. So, your productions and your building speed has been amazing for me, but I can't help to mention your website. I hope that you guys will revamp the website. We have the same problem as well, some of the UI problems. We will launch V2 pretty soon, alpha by the way. Is a new website or a revamped website coming soon for you guys?
Yeah, so we do plan to launch a revamped website. It's already being worked on. We have a graphic designer on it, but it's basically our schedule right now on that department, because our graphic designer is taking care of both. He's taking care of our NFTs and our website, and right now we're prioritizing the NFTs. Yeah. But as soon as those are launched, we should be able to get the website going in maybe a week or two after that, or a week after that, something like that. It's on our pipeline, and we've planned to do it for a while now. It's just there's so much to do that it's kind of hard to keep track of everything and do everything at the same time.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. You can plug in your NFT stuff as well. Explain a bit what your upcoming NFTs are.
So we're gonna have some NFTs coming, and I can drop some alpha on how it's gonna work. Basically, the NFTs are gonna come with a game, and actually, we might be dropping 2 games with the NFTs that you can play with Scarab. And one is just a coin flip game. The other one, I cannot reveal yet, just because we don't know if it's going to launch at the same time. But basically, you will be doing 10 coin flips. Every coin flip gives you a ticket. 10 tickets allows you to get an NFT. So basically, to mint NFTs, you play. But the way we do it is while you're playing, you have a chance to actually make your money back if you're trying to mint our NFT. So if you get lucky, you might even mint our NFT for free. We are doing this way because we want the NFTs associated to the game, because they're going to be stakeable to earn funds from that game. So essentially, the people with our NFTs are going to be 8-bit pharaohs. I think one of our mods was going to drop it in one of the chats just to give people a little sneak peek of what we were doing. But we are doing it this way because it's going to create a way for us to burn Scarab out of circulation with some of the profit that we take off of it. But also, it creates a fun little use case for NFTs. It generates revenue for those NFTs because people are playing with Scarab. And it allows you to try to mint our NFTs without actually losing money, because might not even have to spend anything to get them if you're lucky. And the second thing is, once we launch our Gamify UI, the NFTs will be usable in the game app, and you can walk around with them. So your 8-bit pharaohs will be walking around the Gamify UI, and that's also going to be a cool thing. And we're going to make it basically like an MMORPG where people can hang out with their NFTs together on the map. So once we launch that, you will be able to use your NFTs there too.
Oh, great stuff. I wasn't fully informed. I knew you guys were launching an NFT, but I didn't know this was that expanded. By the way, if you or any mods on your side have some sort of sneak peek that they can paste just quickly to Scarab AMA questions, so people can see what they are dealing with. But if it's hush, we can just skip that part.
I can drop some alpha here. Let me just open the NFT image. This is the basic one. It doesn't have the props. I don't want to be revealing too much yet. So
yeah. Just give a basic glimpse of what we are expecting.
Where is the chat? Scarab AMA question. Drop it here. Yeah.
Oh, so looks amazing, man. Nice.
Yeah, the artist is really good. The artist is really, really good.
Yeah, was cuter than I expected, to be honest. Like the background blend really well as well.
Yeah,
people are posting the fires as we speak. Yeah, and then let me click on those as well.
Yeah, it's a cool little NFT, and we're pretty happy. The artist is really, really good, actually.
Yeah, I like it. I will be trying to mint one. Hopefully, I get my money back.
Yeah, hopefully.
Give me trick dices, trick coins. So because I'm doing the AMA, free mint 100%.
Exactly.
So before we move on to community questions that I will scour and read, like I would ask you more alpha, but you gave plenty enough for me, my taste, and for the community's taste, I'd assume. Like you probably have been watching the Tomb situation and the 2-ohm, 3-ohm situation unfold. Would like to get your brief ideas about that, since you are in quotation marks competing with them.
So we were pretty interested in it. The initial situation was irked me a little bit because of the whole lawsuit situation with every Tomb fork over an MIT license. But that was fixed shortly afterwards, and turned out not to be a real issue. Then we were just having fun looking at the Twom chat and seeing Harry interact there. I think it might have been a shrewd business move from Harry. Long term, I don't know how it's going to work, just because I think the way 2Share is running its 3x fed up over a normal Tomb fork. and that would mean that T-share emissions are going to be ending around the same time as 2-share emissions. So that sort of worries me long term because it makes it seem sort of unsustainable. But I guess it remains to be seen what Harry's going to do and how's he going to deal with it. I'm sure he's thought of a way to do it. But, from a personal perspective, from a business perspective, I don't really care. I will be looking at it to take my lessons off it and try to, see what we can learn from it. If they make a mistake, we do want to see what they did wrong and try to do something better. And if it turns out to work, we want to think about it. So it's this interesting situation, for sure, and it's fun gossip, but it's really not much of my concern what happens with them. I'm more concerned about building something that we do, but I do look at the situations to try to take lessons from it.
Yeah.
And I think, it's still too early to call, but I guess we will see as time goes on what really happens and how the whole situation unfolds.
Did you have any back plan in case of the MIT license stuff, like really got to unravel? Like he tried to get some sort of like license for it, or I don't understand much about it, but there any secondary plans?
Yeah, well, so we approached a lawyer after the situation unfolded, and we weren't super worried because even though Sir the man has a lot of money and he can try to sue you, like, we're halfway across the world. What is he going to do? Sue me in international court over an MIT license that is public? Seems unlikely. So we weren't too worried. It kind of seemed like it wouldn't turn out to be much. We basically reached out to Harry. I reached out to Harry personally to figure out what was going on and address the situation. And he was cool, and we could chat a little bit, and he said we weren't on his shit list because he was targeting Rugger, so the situation sorted itself out on that regard really quick. And if he were to do something and he said we were on the shit list and that he was going to target us and try to sue us and all that, well, we were just going to contact a lawyer and, prepare ourselves for that situation because, a lawsuit wouldn't really make much sense, to be honest. But, yeah, I guess that's what we would have to do.
Yeah. So, I am moving on to community questions, and I'm, as we said, we had launched a partnership with Spirit and Wrapped in Spirit. What is your, in quotation marks, incentive for people to actually get SINSPIRIT instead of other Wrapped in Spirit protocols?
Well, so the full system is still coming online. We still, for example, for our single SINSPIRIT staking vault, we still need to get the first SINSPIRIT distribution that we get to then, distribute rewards from there. But one of our plans is to incentivize the single staking SINSPIRIT vault with Scarab. So it's going to be forming a relatively small, stable amount of Scarab as well as Spirit on that vault. And basically the way we're going to be doing it is, since it's a tricky balance because we can't increase our emissions and we are not willing to do that, what we are going to be doing is allocating emissions from what we receive in the treasury to distribute rewards that way. And, well, we take a little bit of a smaller cut in Scarab, but that's fine because we're distributing it to our holders and incentivizing them to, help our protocol. So it turns out fine for us anyway. And that's one of the advantages we're planning on. Another more, anecdotal one, but currently it's a fact. It's that since we have a smaller liquidity pool, your SINSPIRIT LP is going to be farming a lot more than on any other liquidity pool right now. And it's a pretty safe investment because if you go check the SINSPIRIT price, I don't think it's ever fallen below Spirit, and we keep a close eye on it. Controlling the peg of SINSPIRIT is much easier, trust me, than controlling the peg on Scarab. So I think we have a good handle on that. And basically for us, it's a cool service because we're providing a very safe investment with very decent returns to our holders, and that to us it is a very cool parallel investment, and you're helping our protocol by doing so, which immediately helps Spirit and Spirit holders because if you check, we are the lowest market cap. We are the biggest volume driver of the lower market cap protocols or tokens on Spirit. The reason for it is because CNRH drives up a lot of volume. So by investing in SpiritSPIRIT, it is helpful to our protocol, and it is still a pretty safe investment for you, which indirectly is going to help you again because our growth will benefit Spirit and its volume, which directly benefits SpiritSPIRIT holders.
Wow. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, totally agree. I could not put it any better. Amazing. What made you decide on auto compounders to add to your system? I'm just curious myself.
So we like the service a lot. I think it's very interesting. It's a cool way to generate revenue and be providing a service at the same time. And I just knew that we needed something that would be a service that would provide value other than just Ponzi-nomics. So we just thought it would be a very strong way to do it. And they mix very well with a model like WinSpirit. So we thought it would be an interesting move, and I think we're being proven right. The yield optimizers are very profitable, and they help our community as well. And we wanted to have one in house because it would create buy pressure for Scarab, and at the same time keep the revenue in house to do more Scarab buybacks. So we thought it would just be a really cool service for our community, and we started originally just intending to do it for Scarab and maybe Tomb. In fact, we do have a Tomb Vault, but other Tomb forks. But then we thought, why not expand our presence in this market? Since we're doing a WinSpirit model, we could do something very cool with it. And yeah.
I want to ask how you briefly introduced yourself and the team as 4 developers at the team, but and pretty young ones at that. I couldn't wrap my head around how fast you guys responded to dire situations. Like, what were your mottos and your tactics in this regard? Because I think every protocol could learn a few from your fast responses to stuff.
So I think mainly we all work together, and we've worked together for a while now, so I think we're pretty good at knowing what everyone is doing at the same time, and kind of just keeping track and knowing how to move as a unit and organize things. I try to take care of that department with our team, and we just work our asses off. To be honest, we try to have 2 different perspectives, which is you do have to build fast and break stuff sometimes, because you need to be the fastest when you're working in technology. But at the same time, if you are going to break stuff, you need to be ready to be on it ASAP. So our perspective is we got to move as fast as we possibly can, but as soon as an error pops up, we got to fix it. And, well, obviously the fundamentals can never be forgotten, and we are very careful, for example, with security. In fact, the biggest issue we focus on before launching something is whether it is secure or not. And, basically, if we can move as fast as we possibly can, and if there's a bug that we have to fix afterwards, we can do so in the following days. We can be ahead of our competitors at all times. And to be honest, we feel like we're always having to track ahead, right? It's the best way for us to succeed in this market is be ahead of everyone else, because we're pretty new and we don't have VC backing like some of the other Tomb forks, which means we need to be faster than them, and we need to be up to date and always bringing stuff out. So those are basic rules. It's just we don't do anything special, to be honest. It's just we follow the standard protocols, and we do know how to work in Agile because we learned it. But it's really more of just we're always working and we're always figuring stuff out, and it's just the four of us just are willing to put the work in, I guess.
Great stuff. So do you want to add anything, like plug in any thing I have forgotten before we start to wrap things up?
No, I would just like to thank everyone for coming over, and I would like to say that we are currently boosting our emissions on the yield optimizer, so they will be earning you a higher reward than usual. It's for a short period of time, and we are basically going to be guaranteeing it with our own funds, because we have to. But we are providing an emission. It's basically, let's call it a promotion to attract people to our yield optimizers. If you go to our sarcophagus, we are boosting the APRs, and we will continue to do so for a short period of time.
Anything you want to say to the non-believers that didn't believe you guys succeeding?
Well, just we don't respond to the feud and to any of that, and you can check us out. Maybe you trust us now, maybe you don't. It doesn't really matter. We have a strong community. If you don't want to miss out on that, and you can check them out, they're really cool. And we will continue to do our thing. We will continue to try to prove those people wrong because we were swimming against the tide, but I think we can do it, and all I can promise is that I will never give up, and I will not. So even regardless of whether things are going well or not, I will be here, and I will be working, and I'll be developing and making sure that we can protect our investors' interests.
Yeah, really level-headed response. If I came back from such a situation, I would be like, fuck you guys. Yeah, look at me now. But you handled it much better than I would. Yeah, so once again.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you for attending. I hope everyone listening and you enjoyed this occasion really well. If I forgot to ask a really important question, you can bug the Pharaoh if you deem it important and ask him on Scarab Finance Discord later. You guys, one of the mods, or I can drop the Discord link as well if if some of you aren't in it. So someone is typing. Let me wait on it. Then I will start to wrap it up.
Let's select the people for the giveaway, maybe.
Yeah, so you can select it on your own. I don't want there's some people saying my question was better if we discuss this here.
Okay. Then we will be giving it to them.
Just decide on your own. Should be better because it's your protocol and your questions.
Sure.
Yeah. So good night or good day wherever time zone you guys are. And
I think it's night.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.